Hello, welcome to today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're testing the AMEND2 magazine for the Glock 19 series of pistols. AMEND2 burst onto the scene a couple years ago, and they came out with some AR magazines and left you no doubt how they felt. I mean, they call the company AMEND2 for the Second Amendment, and the magazines are blazing made in the USA on one side as the gripping surface and AMEND2 on the other as the other gripping surface. So kind of no subtlety there. I like it. Just this year they've come out with Glock magazines, and they've come out for them for the Glock 17, the Glock 19, the Glock 22, and the Glock 23. Today what we're going to do is take a look at the magazines for the Glock 19. Okay, before us we have three magazines for Glock 19 laid out. From left to right are the Glock magazine, the Magpul magazine, and the AMEND2 magazine. All these magazines will do the same thing. They will hold 15 rounds of 9mm for your Glock 19 or equivalent pistol. The immediate difference that you notice is size. While each of these three magazines will hold 15 rounds, the original factory Glock mag on the left is the shortest. I have taken a measuring stick out and measured it. It doesn't appear exact on camera, but all the tops of the magazine are parallel to each other in line. And as you can see, as you go from left to right, the magazines get progressively longer. Now on the Magpul mag, that's 1/4 of an inch. Who cares? But on your AMEND2 magazine, it's significantly longer. We'll do another comparison for size here. Here's the Glock 19, ready to go with a factory Glock mag in it. As you can see, it's about as flush fit as you can be. Now here's the Glock 19 with a Magpul mag in. You can see the base plate's a little thicker, but at the same token, not really all that much difference. Now here we have the Glock 19 with the AMEND2 magazine in, and as you can see, there's a big difference in the length of the magazine. Now, at first glance, you would think, hey, that gets me more rounds. No, it doesn't. Which is kind of weird because if you use the AMEND2 magazine for the Glock 17, it sticks out from the pistol like this in a full-size Glock, but you get an extra round. It's 18 rounds instead of 17. Here in the Glock 19 version, nope, it just holds 15 like a regular factory mag, yet you have all that extra mass. However, that extra length of the AMEND2 magazine is not exactly a detriment. If you got big old meat hooks like these things here, like I've got, you know, the regular Glock 19, when it has a regular Glock mag in, as you can see here, is a little too short for me. After prolonged firing, I start to feel it on my pinky finger. You do it with 40 caliber Glock 23 with standard mags in it, especially run some +30 through it, and yeah, this little pinky gets tore up pretty bad. So, you know, this AMEND2 magazine, as you can see right here, has a nice little finger rest in it. So put it right there, finger rest. So for me, with big hands like me, my Glock 19 or my Glock 23s, if I'm using amends with them, I now grip the gun with a comfortable grip, something I couldn't do before. Now, if you're average size guy, average size hands, no big deal. Now you just have a bulkier magazine that doesn't hold any more rounds. But you're a big guy like me, yeah, this helps. So probably on my Glock 19s, probably on my Glock 23s, I'll probably start running AMEND2 mags alongside my Magpuls and my Glock mags. Now the next biggest question is, does it work? A magazine is probably the cause any firearm's going to fail. If you're having troubles, start with the magazine, figure out if it's good, bad, or indifferent. Yeah, it works. I've put several hundred rounds through them so far. They're easy to load, no more difficult or easier than a Magpul or Glock standard mag for the pistol. They work fine. I've had no magazine related failures. They do fit in magazine pouches. Obviously they're a little bit longer, so depending on the pouch you have, you know, it might be a little snugger. If you're using Velcro covered pouches, it won't matter. If you've got ones that are snap closed, it could be an issue. So before you buy a lot of them, test it out if that's going to be a problem for you. They're definitely, of the three magazines, they're the lightest weight empty. Hands down, you can feel it. You don't even need to put it on a scale to know that, hey, the Magpul and the Glock mags are heavier than the AMEND2 magazine. So if you believe in the old adage that ounces equal pounds, pounds equal pain, this is going to save you some pain. One thing that's overlooked in life is magazine maintenance. Everybody will clean their guns. Not everybody cleans their magazines. And there's a lot that can get into your magazine. Surprisingly, after 2 days of Desert Brutality, when I was cleaning up my gear afterwards, took magazines apart, and there was a lot of dust inside my pistol magazines, which was a shocker because they were either in the gun or in a mag pouch most of the time, yet dust and grime still got in there. A Glock magazine to disassemble is kind of a pain. Getting that floor plate off is not easy. And one of the improvements some of the aftermarket people have made is to eliminate that problem. Magpul did a great job. On Magpul's mag, you can push it in with your fingernail and get the floor plate off and take the guts out. AMEND2 is not quite that easy, but it's darn close. The number 2 that you see here at the bottom of the magazine is also the retention for the floor plate. Now, my hands are such big meat hooks, I can't operate it, but a slate tool, push it in, off it slides, let the tension out, and you can see that forms the floor plate. Remove and clean your magazine as necessary. Reassembling of the magazine is even easier than disassembly. You just hold the internal floor plate down, slide the external floor plate over it. When the number 2 snaps into the number 2 cutout of the floor plate, voila, you're back together, magazine's ready to roll. AMEND2 magazines are also compatible with the Polymer 80 version 2C. It actually helps out in this pistol even more than the Glock 19, providing a very nice finger rest if you've got big, huge hands like mine. As in comparison here, you can see, comes right here, curves around the pinky, makes for very comfortable shooting. With big old meat hooks like mine, when I'm shooting the Polymer 80C with the standard Glock mag in it, you can see it's a lot shorter, my finger's hanging off the edge, and after a while, you know, it starts to have a little discomfort. But the AMEND2 with its finger swell makes for a more comfortable shooting experience. We hope you found this evaluation of the AMEND2 magazine helpful and informative. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in for future magazine test videos.